We all have trauma in one degree or another. And most trauma stems from our childhood. We weren't given the love we needed at that time. And when we're a child, everything that happens really sinks in deeply. Children are very impressionable, which means whatever happens stays with them strongly. And often what happens is there's parts of our childhood that we felt either abandoned or hurt or forgot about. And this leaves a deep groove within our heart of pain. And certain things that happen in our life remind us of that trauma. And when that becomes triggered, we almost become in a trance, so to speak. And we return to that child self, that scared self. And this leads to certain types of reactions, of frustration or impatience or rage or woe or abandonment. And often what happens is when that hurt becomes triggered, we kind of lose ourselves in that moment. We become in part of this trance. And it's mostly unconscious. So when we see people in their worst moments, and it looks like they're a bad person, what we have to understand is people are either expressing love or asking for love. And they don't quite understand that when they're in that state, it's because they're vulnerable. And it's because there's some pain inside them. So let's do a quick practice here about trying to heal some of that pain, because we all have it in some way or another. So you can gently close your eyes. And just picture looking yourself in the mirror and seeing yourself as a child. And give yourself a hug. Because that's what we all need. And picture yourself as a child, one of your happiest moments. And then picture one of the moments where you were upset as a child. And give yourself a hug. Because that's what we all need. And looking at this child self, tell them, may you be happy. May you be safe. And may you be loved. Picture that version of yourself smiling and happy. Now in that mirror, see yourself now. And picture yourself happy now. Give yourself a hug. Because that's what we all need. And just for a moment here, as we're resting in this awareness, Just observe what you feel in your heart. Try to get specific and curious about the subtle details of the sensations, of pressure or tingling, warmth, and just soak in that feeling of love. And take a deep breath, soaking in that love, and a long, relaxed exhale. And when you feel ready, you can gently open your eyes. So what we can connect with when we understand that everyone has trauma, what we can connect with is universal compassion. Because we all want love. They do studies of children when they're learning how to crawl. And the children, these little infants, always look behind them to see if their parents are still watching them. We are all almost like puppies, where we want to be praised, we want to be loved. We're really that simple. But because of trauma and pain and abandonment and a lack of empathy from others, we can become conditioned to be more reactive, to be more defensive, to have our egos kind of get in the way of universal compassion. Because we can all understand that we all want to be loved. We all want to be happy. We all want to be supported. And when we become triggered from trauma, it's this unconscious algorithm that when it gets triggered, this whole course of conditioning and grooves in our brain kind of just starts to unravel. And we react, we might yell, we might cry, we might shut down emotionally. And we basically become that version of our child self when that trauma happened. So what we can understand is that we all have pain in our past. And we all just want to be loved. We can have a compassion for everyone and have more forgiveness in our heart. Because we can't truly be free without forgiveness. And forgiveness is universal. We can forgive ourselves and we can forgive others. We've all had bad moments before. We reacted, we yelled, and that's because deep in there, our child self came out. If we were scared. And when this child self comes out, that feeling of being completely vulnerable sustains. So let's do a practice here for loving kindness. So we can get in our meditation posture, with a straight back. And you can gently close your eyes. And try to do a quick yawn. Just to kind of relax the muscles in our cheeks. And then we're going to say some phrases in our mind. Almost like a whisper in your mind. And you're going to be telling yourself some phrases here. And you can tell yourself, May I be happy. And you can take a deep breath in and out. May I be safe. May I be free from suffering. May I be loved and cherished. May I be appreciated. And may I be happy. And just connect with any physical sensations you feel in your heart. Warmth or pressure. And just let that soak in as you continue to tell yourself, may I be happy. May I be free from suffering. May I be truly happy. And may I be safe. And you can gently open your eyes again. So what happens is our mind tends to kind of be in one mode, so to speak. So usually if we're judgmental, that same voice in our head that's judging ourselves is that same voice that's judging others. So if we can catch ourselves in the act of judging somebody else, and then think to ourselves, what good is this doing me? Why am I making this my problem? And we catch ourselves judging others. And we can just let it go. It's none of my business. What good is this going to do me? I don't know the whole story. I don't know what they've been through. And I'm going to focus on myself. Then when we become in that pattern of letting go and forgiving, that same voice will come to compliment ourselves, to be less judgmental, more forgiving and tolerant and empathetic. Because it's still that same mindset. So practicing compassion for others creates compassion for ourselves.